Welcome to episode 9 of the Q&A show.
I did some shopping, Dave. I just wanted you to have some bars, you know.
You're too kind.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason for this.
Okay.
It has a lot to do with the question that came in for this episode.
Okay. Welcome, Q&A show. You ask us questions, we answer them. What is the question?
The question comes from Julia, and what Julia wants to know is, what's the healthiest protein bar out there these days?
Ooh. That's a loaded question.
It is.
By the way,
question.
nice shirt.
Thank you. Coming into you from Arizona Training Lab.
I had only a medium left here that I had to wear.
Yeah, you're.
What size is yours?
It's also a medium.
Who fills it out better? Let us know in the comments below.
Good God.
All right, should we answer this question?
Yeah, let's answer the question.
It's a tough question.
It is because so here's the thing. There are a lot of factors when it comes to these bars.
And there's a lot of factors when someone decides on what's considered healthy.
Right. So there are bars that are basically glorified candy bars. There are bars that are excessively high in calories. And then there are bars that are low calorie, and then there's the breakdown of the macros in that. So I don't know how we break down this discussion, but
to add on to that, you have bars that are filled with fake sweeteners. You have
Right.
bars that are loaded with sugar. So it gets to that point where, depending on the individual, some people may be anti-sweeteners, some people might be
Right.
anti-carbs, some people might. So there's a lot of different variables that are at play when it comes to talking about this.
So let's talk about total carbs, because there's a bar on the market, like the Pro-Max bar, which I think everybody kind of knows. It's in the drugstores, right?
It's
Pro-Max.
probably just the cheaper ones.
Almost 500 calories in that bar.
And that's probably a glorified candy bar.
It is
with
a glorified
protein
candy.
in it.
And let's be honest, 6 ounces of fish, a half a cup of rice, and a couple cups of steamed vegetables would be a better use of your 400 calories.
You're going to get a lot more micronutrients. You're going to get,
Yeah.
obviously, the fat from the fish. You're going to have much more from a health standpoint than the actual bar. Now, this does bring up a good point. You want to have bars when you're in a bind. Like when you're looking for something to eat.
Yeah, that's a good
If
point.
you don't have time to cook, if you're on the go, you might want to have a bar at that time.
Right.
If that makes sense. So
Yeah, it
when
does.
clients come in here, they might struggle with getting enough protein, or they might have a hard time getting their macros. So we say, hey, add in a protein bar here, because at this time you struggle with having something to eat, or if you do have something to eat, it's probably not very good. So let's substitute that. Now, when it's a Pro-Max bar that's got 400 or 500 calories, that's kind of crazy. That's a lot.
It's just it's a lot of calories, especially if you're on a weight loss diet.
Sure.
And you're targeting 1,200 calories for the day. You've almost hit half your calories with a Pro-Max bar. It's just not going to help you.
So when they look for a protein bar, there's a couple different ratios you could look at. Is one thing.
Well, when we were shopping for these protein bars that we're going to talk about today, they're all in the, first and foremost, they're all in the 200 calorie range. And I think that's a good place to shoot for, because you can get a really good bar in the 200 to 235, 240 calorie range.
Yep.
So from there, then we can talk about breakdown.
So it's hard to find a bar that's going to be a 2-to-1 protein to carb ratio.
Very difficult.
You're going to have a hard time finding that. So I would honestly say try to put that aside.
I
don't
don't
worry about shooting for that.
If you find one, put it in the comments. We'll try it.
And let alone finding one that's healthy.
Right.
It would be crap. Second thing is you have the option of going 1-to-1. So the equal amount of proteins to carbs, which is totally fine. Would be great for just like a snack throughout the day, or even post-workout if that was one of your options.
And a lot of bars out there fall into that 1-to-1 ratio category. The Quest bar.
I think Power
I
Crunch.
think there's one of these in here. Got a few in here. Just pull all
Power
these out.
Crunch was 13 protein, 10 carbs, so pretty close.
Yeah, this one here, the Syntha 6,
Yep.
also falls into that roughly 1-to-1 ratio.
We also don't have any obligations to any of these.
We're just
picking random ones.
random bars. These are two of the same.
23
here.
to 22, so the Oh Yeah bar is basically 1-to-1 as well.
Right.
And then the other option would be the 1-to-2. So you're going to have protein at whatever and double the amount of carbs.
Right.
Could be great for a runner or post-workout.
Post-workout especially,
carb ratio to replenish.
Or if you're on the go and you haven't had a good meal.
So,
and the RX bar is a good 1 to 2
So speaking
ratio.
of that real quick, when it comes to that type of bar, an RX bar is almost like a good meal replacement bar.
Yeah.
It's not really a protein bar. We don't have an RX bar here.
No,
but the protein content in an RX bar
is 12 grams of protein and 20-ish grams
so
of
it's not a
carbohydrates.
super high protein bar. It's more of like a meal replacement. But the RX bar is going to have very minimal ingredients and be very good from like a health standpoint if that's something that...
And the ingredients are just whole ingredients.
Ingredients.
Eggs,
Yep.
almonds.
Which can be beneficial, for people as well. So I think that's a good question. That's
Yeah.
honest, but it's a tough... It just depends on your own personal viewpoints on fake sweeteners and all that kind of stuff. If you're in a bind, I'd rather have you have a protein bar than to go out to McDonald's. But at the same time, don't get addicted to protein bars where you need 2 or 3 of them a day, to help hit macros.
You bring up a good point. It's kind of like that McDonald's guy, that ate McDonald's for like a month.
Speaking of that, if he's going to eat McDonald's every day for a month, what do you think's going to happen? Like, I'm not a McDonald's advocate, but like, come on. You're eating 5,000 calories because you could go pick the healthiest restaurant and pound out all day and you're still going to gain some weight. So I can't really roll with that, but don't go to McDonald's. But at the end of the day, like, obviously.
Too much of anything is never a good thing.
All right. That's a good question.
Good question.
You can follow us
on Tinder.
That would be you.
Oh,
Swipe right for Scott. Bumble as well. Facebook, Instagram, and be sure to subscribe to this. And if you have any questions or comments, drop below. And I'd like to hear what are some of your favorite protein bars.
Yeah, put them in the comments if there's something you want us to try. We're going to try one right now. See you next time.
Later.